got the distinct impression that if you only wanted to buy the bag and not the other bits and pieces, that it would have gone down really badly. Oh my word, everyone, I'm so ill. Oh God. So on my last video that I did, which I filmed on Monday this week, today is Sunday, I filmed that video and I was feeling weird in myself. Like I felt kind of like low-key, like I had a temperature. I felt dizzy and a bit confused and I had like a sore throat. And then this week, it has taken control. And today, I feel like I am turning a corner, but I've got like a dry, itchy cough. It's like a head cold, so I've got like a really bunged up nose. I just feel rough. But I wanted to make a video because it makes me feel better. So we're going to talk about Hermes. How can you buy a bag, right? There are 3 ways you can get an Hermes bag. And one way is my personal preference. There's no drama, there's no like journeys, there's no games, there's nothing like that. If you're in the right place at the right time, you can snap up what you want and you've got what you need. Right, so the 3 ways that you can buy are in store. Problematic, because it's very hard to get given something or offered something unless you are a known customer, and even then, still not always possible to walk in that day and get offered a bag. Okay. Second is secondhand. For me, I worry about fakes unless I'm buying from an actual consignment company like a Cellier, like a Luxury Promise. If I'm buying from the likes of Vestaire or eBay, I do worry about buying fakes, so that can be another problematic thing. And the third way, which is my preference, and it's how we got my In the Loop bag, is buying off the website. Okay, I'm going to start with buying off the website because this is my favourite method. The pros to buying off the website are there are no games, you don't have to see anyone, you don't have to speak to anyone, you don't have to explain yourself, you can buy from the comfort of your own home, and it's stress-free and it gets posted to you. You're not having to walk through the streets with like a massive orange Hermes carrier bag, or unless they put it in the white plain carrier bag for you, which, let's be honest, everyone knows what that is. You don't have to deal with the security issues of that. It just gets nicely posted to you in very discreet packaging. So here's how you would buy online. Obviously, you might be watching this going, I know how to buy off a website. I know that. But the thing is with the Hermes website is bags come on, and I will tell you the popular ones, normally the ones I find that are under £4,000, they sell out in 60 seconds. I'm not even joking. Like, in my experience, you leave it, if you sleep on it, if you think about it, it's too late, it's gone, it's gone. They do not have loads of stock kicking around and lots of people thinking about it. People snap that stuff up, so you need to be quick. You need to create an account, okay? So if you are going to try and purchase off Hermes.com, make sure you have an account created, because if you add a bag to cart because you got lucky and it was on there at the time, by the time you've made an account to check out, it's too late. That bag's sold out. You need to make sure that you are logged in and you've got your account sorted out and it's all ready to go and your address is in there, all the rest of it, and then you have got more chance of scoring a bag. One downside to buying online is, well, there are 2 downsides, and in this video I should have said this earlier on, I'm talking specifically about non-quota bags here. I'm not talking about Birkins and Kellys. That's a whole different animal, beast. You have to be invited to buy those things, or if you get very lucky they might offer you one. I'm talking about like the Picotin, I'm talking about the In the Loop as an example, Constance to Go, I think Kelly to Go is another one that's non-quota. They're the kind of bags that come up on the website, and in fact if I show you this is an index of all of the bags day by day that have dropped on Hermes.com UK over the last couple of days and weeks. Now, someone once told me that Hermes only post a few bags at 10:30 AM in the UK on a Thursday. And I now know through using this tool, this service, which I'll tell you about, I now know that's not true. They're actually releasing bags daily. The problem is they sell out within a minute, and once they're sold out, they delete the listings from the website, so it looks like nothing went up that day. So the tool is called Shohet, or that's the company name. I should say this is not an advert for Shohet. Although several videos ago I did do an advert for Shohet where I brought the website to you, and what it is, it's like a bag drop alert service. So you create an account, and then the only thing you have to do is make a little wish list. So you just click all of the bags and accessories that you'd be interested in knowing if they get dropped, and then you just get email alerts real time, like by the second. As soon as a bag launches on the website, you get bag drop emails, and you can also sign up to WhatsApp messages as well if you prefer that. For me, I've noticed so I'm holding out for a pink picotin, so like not rose sakura though, I want like a hot pink, and nothing's come out like that, but I'm signed up to this service, and I will continue to sign up to it because it really works. So that's like definitely the first thing I would say. If you want to buy online, and if you're really keen on doing that Shohet service is actually really good. Not an advert. My last video was, but I just want to talk about it again because it works. Okay, the next way you can buy your bag, which still works, but there's a problem with it. Like, for example, my picotin, one of you actually messaged me on Instagram this morning and you wanted to know what size this is. This is the size 18. I bought this secondhand from Luxury Promise, brand new. It came with the receipt, like the invoice, came with the dust bag, came with the box. It was like a full deal. So secondhand works. Secondhand is good, but you've got to watch out for fakes, because you don't want to drop like 3k or 4k and you've bought yourself a fake unknowingly. And also the problem is, as I say, you're not building up a customer history direct with Hermes, but it does mean that if you want your Birkin and you don't want to play games, you can jump in there and just go, and if you've got the money, you can just go and buy it. And then finally, in store. I have not had some great experiences going in store. As a lot of you will know if you watched my video with my friend Phil Green, we tried to go into Hermes back in November 2025 because I wanted to get a strap for my watch, and they wouldn't serve us. They were just like, there was no one in there. I'm not even joking. There was no one. Well, there was one customer in there. There were loads of staff kind of like all just chatting and like polishing the countertops, doing whatever. And we were told, sorry, we're so busy right now and you're gonna have to come back like in an hour and a half. And we looked at, both of us just like looked around and saw some tumbleweed blowing around in there. And we just felt, the two of us, we both felt really a bit embarrassed. To be honest, we both felt, you know, are you joking? You know, there's no one in here and I know what I want. I haven't turned up here asking for a Birkin. I'm here just wanting to buy like maybe a scarf or a pair of trainers or definitely a watch strap. You know, I knew what I was interested in. But no, nothing. So I personally don't like buying in store, but the benefit to buying in store is that you do get to build up a profile with a salesperson if you can get served in the first place. That's what I would say. If you can get served, and if you can build up a good relationship, that's going to work in your favour. But don't assume that just because you get served that person is going to want to know you. I've had it before where I did get served a while ago when I think I bought this. I bought my Pegasus charm, and I got speaking to someone who was lovely and got their details, but they never, whenever I'd email them to like ask, oh, can I buy this, can I buy that, I'd never hear back from them. So just because someone gives you their card doesn't mean that they're actually ever going to bother with you again in their whole life. So that's definitely for me a problem with buying in store. I don't like the stress of it. One of you told me that you went into Sloane, I think it was Sloane or Sloane Street, I think it was, I can't remember, I think it was Sloane, and you said that you went in there looking for a Greta bag. I'm really new to Hermes, okay, so I'm not up there with the lingo, but anyway, you'd gone in there looking for some bag, and they didn't have that bag, but they showed you a picotin, and you said that you didn't have a history in there at all, and you were really blown away that you were offered this picotin and you really liked it. But you said that it was very strange and rather stressful, but you said the picotin was brought out But then alongside of it, a load of other things were brought out that it was expected you buy in order to qualify for the picotin. At least that's how it felt to you. So you said they bring out the bag and they're like, madam, here's the bag, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you will need a twilly scarf to go with that. Well, there's 2 handles, so actually you need 2. And there's a pair of trainers over here. And do you want a rodeo charm? You know, and all of these bits and pieces were being brought out. And there was almost more of a focus on those things than there was the bag. And you said you got the distinct impression that if you only wanted to buy the bag and not the other bits and pieces, that it would have gone down really badly. And you said you felt so awkward, you didn't even buy the bag, you didn't buy anything, you sort of walked away from it all. And I thought that was quite interesting, and that's, a lot of you have told me similar stories about going in store and that upsell. So in summary, buy online, my preference. Although, as I say, you're not building up a history with a physical person. But just because you build up a history with a physical person doesn't guarantee that they are going to actually help you out with anything. So, you know, consider that. Buying secondhand, or you buy in store, but you might get snubbed. You might get upsold a load of stuff you don't really want. You know, you might get ignored completely. Could be anything. So they are my top tips on how to score a bag. As I say, I've got 3 Hermes bags, 2 are secondhand. This one David got me from the website, but we bought that before we knew about Shohet. Now that I've got Shohet, like, signed up to it, I'm holding on for a hot pink picotin, and as soon as something lands, I'm going to be buying that bag, because that's what I want right now. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Let me know, have you tried any of these things? Let me know, like, what's worked for you and what hasn't.